You! Let me take a look at you, stranger. You're the outlander who stood against Regala and her rebels.
Only if it means we're good here.
Don't worry. I'm not here to drink your blood, or whatever you Easterners think we do. The slaughter at the embassy wasn't your fight, yet you stood by the marshals. As far as I'm concerned, you're no enemy of the Tenakth. But you are going to need help if you plan on surviving the clanlands. I hear and see many things as a scout. I could share them with you, aid you on your journey.
I'd be grateful.
Well then. I spotted a group of Osram salvagers wandering the edge of the desert, near the southwestern border. I'd report it, but I don't think they'll last long. If the machines down there don't give them, the storms will.
Oh, that's kind of you. Sounds like
Keep
those
your
Osram
eyes
could use a
open out there,
hand.
soldier.
I'll keep an eye out for them if I'm down there.
Shouldn't miss this chance to try. Mayor. Stay sharp. If you need a merchant, here I am.
you're interested, there's an ostrom close by offering shelter. If you're interested, there's an ostrom close by offering
Come to revel in some strike, sister? Let me set the board.
I was just passing by.
First timer, huh? Don't worry about it. I'll go easy on you. You got any pieces?
No.
Well, aren't you in luck then? I got an extra set, a Tanakh original straight out of the Forbidden West. Sit. I'll run you through it in a hot spark. I'll give you something special if you win it on my boards, too.
Too close to the west for my liking.
All right, let's start off simple. The Tanakh like to say that Machine Strike is a game of pure strategy. We each get a set of pieces. Each piece represents a kind of machine, and each machine is worth a different number of victory points. And to win the game, you'll need to gain 7 victory points by destroying the opponent's machines. It can be tricky remembering the details of every machine, so we use these notes to keep track of them. You see that note? That there is how many victory points you'll get for destroying that machine. Notes also tell you how far a piece can move, how powerful their attacks are, the distance they can strike from, and of course, their health. Okay, that's enough for now. Let's just play. I'll explain the rest as we go. I own the board, so I get to choose who goes first. Since this is your first time, I'll let you go. Usually you get to choose which pieces to set on the board, but this will do for now. Pick up that machine piece to your right, and move it forward. And remember, each machine can only move a certain distance. Take a look at your notes if you need a reminder. Just need to, move that machine forward, Red. Easy enough, huh? Now, you get to move 2 machines each round, so go ahead and pick a sec. Perfect. There's not much else to do for now, so just end your turn. We're forging onwards. Let me move my pieces here. And we're back to you. This time, try with that machine on your right first. Now move the piece close enough as a combination of the terrain your machine is standing on and its own attack power. This board only has grassland terrain, which has no effect on a machine's combat power. And your current machine has 2 points of attack power. So in total, your machine's combat power equals 2 points. Since my machine isn't the one attacking, it has 0 points of attack power. And just like your machine, it's not affected by grassland terrain. So right now, the difference in combat power between the 2 machines is 2 points. This means your machine can do 2 points of damage to my machine. Did you get all that? Knew you were a smart one. Finish up by attacking my machine. Not pulling any punches, huh? Now grab that second machine of yours. See how your machine can't move close enough to attack mine? You can make your machine sprint. That lets it move one space further. Try it out. Downside to sprinting is that your machine can no longer attack. Now, some players like to take a risk and overcharge their machine in cases like this. Overcharging lets you attack after a sprint, but it will damage your machine's health by 2 points. So use it. Let's try doing that now so you can see what I mean. That's about it for your turn then. Now, I'll let you in on a neat trick. That machine of yours, the one closest to me, grab a hold of it. Same as in the wilds, machines have both armored points and weak points. You can see them marked on the pieces. Blue shows where their armor is thickest. Hit them there and you'll do some damage, but not a lot. Now, red shows the machine's weak points. Hit those and you'll deal a mighty blow. Here, let me show you. Rotate that piece so your machine faces mine. Now let that machine have it. Off the board she goes, and there's your first victory points. You don't have 7 of them yet, so let's keep going. Your machine attacked mine, but hasn't moved yet. Go ahead and move downwards towards my remaining piece. You've already attacked a machine and moved your piece. But if you overcharge your machine, you can attack. And by the look of your machine's health, you'd be sacrificing your piece to defeat mine. But sometimes that can be a good thing. Overcharge your machine to attack mine a second time, and I'll show you what I mean. Ain't that a thrill? Now, because your machine was knocked out at the same time as mine, we both get the victory points our machines are worth. Good news is, since you're the one attacking, you're gonna receive your victory points before I do. Which means you can reach the coveted 7 victory points first. That's why sometimes losing a piece can be the best way to end a game in your favor. Now, you'll notice you didn't get quite up to 7 victory points this time, but you did destroy all my pieces. That means you're the winner! That wasn't so hard, was it? Just remember to always check for the best terrain to attack from. You'd be surprised the advantage you can gain over an opponent like that. I know it saved my behind in a game or two.
I'll try and remember that.
Oh, before I forget, these are all my spare pieces. I want the Savior of Meridian to have them. It's a small set to be sure, but it should be enough to get you in on any strike games you find out there. You might even fancy looking out for them strike carvers. They've got all kinds of unique pieces that can turn a game in your favor, though they'll need the right materials to craft you one. Or you might find them in the wilds if you're lucky. I know I've lost my fair share of pieces after a night of machine hunting or brew hopping. No need to thank me. Always a pleasure to help out new strike players. Now, if you feel like playing a real game, I've got plenty of other boards. I could even teach you a few more tricks if you're up for it.
Thanks. I'll think about it.
I knew I'd make a strike player out of you yet. How about this time I tell you how to use a board's terrain to your advantage? This one's got all the different terrains you can encounter in a game of strike. Knowing when and how to use them can mean the difference between victory and defeat. Terrain mainly affects your machine's combat power. As you know, when fighting an opponent's machine, you compare its combat power to yours. The higher your machine's combat power, the more damage you can do. So finding the right terrain is an essential strategy for overpowering your opponent. Here, I'll show you. Grab that piece to your left and move to attack my machines. Now let's take a look at your machine's combat power. Combat power is the sum of a machine's attack power and the value of the terrain it's standing on. Since your machine is attacking, it's using its 2 points of attack power. It's also standing on forest terrain with a value of 1 point. Add those together and your machine has 3 points of combat power. My machine is standing on grassland terrain with a value of 0 points. It's also not attacking, which means their attack points aren't in play. So my combat power is 0. This means your machine can do 3 points of damage. Go ahead and test it out. There you go. Now, choosing the right terrain doesn't just improve your offense. It can also help defend your machines from attack. Grab your other piece and place it in front of my second machine. Since your machine is attacking, it's using its 2 points of attack power. It's standing on grassland terrain. This terrain has a value of 0. This means your machine's combat power adds up to 2 points. My machine can't use their attack power since they're defending their position. But they have the higher ground. They're standing on forest terrain, which is worth 1 point. This means my combat power adds up to 1 point. Now, the front of my machine is colored blue. This means that the spot you're about to attack has armor protecting it, which means my machine gets an extra point, giving it a total of 2 combat power points. If we compare the combat power of both machines, you'll see that you won't be able to do any damage. Whenever you're unable to top an opponent's combat power, you can still choose to attack and break their machine's defenses instead. Go ahead, try it out and see what happens. Ha, see? When you break a machine's defenses, you can knock it backwards. Sure, both our machines will receive 1 point of damage, but knocking my machine off that terrain makes it more vulnerable to attacks. Not only that, if my machine had been blocked from moving backwards, it would have received an extra point of damage. And if my machine had been blocked by another one of my pieces, that machine would have received damage as well. That's why breaking a machine's defenses is a great way to deal damage to several pieces at once. Useful, right? Okay, now go ahead and end your turn. There's still one more thing I want to show you. All right, as we've seen, the higher the terrain, the more it'll add to your machine's combat power. However, there are 2 other terrains that work a little differently. This is what we call a chasm. Only flying machines can be placed on those. But it'll take away 2 combat points if you do, so be wary. This is marsh terrain. Landing on it will take away 1 combat power point from most machines. It'll also keep your machine from moving for the rest of the turn. Here, let me show you. Grab that machine on your left. See? All you can do now is wait for your next turn to move again. Or you can overcharge your machine to get out of there. You can still attack any nearby enemies so you're not completely helpless. Well, I think that's enough yammering from me for now. Promise it'll all come in handy next time you play. Here for more tips? Why don't I tell you a bit more about the pieces we used to play? In a normal game, you get to choose which machines you place on the board. Each one is worth a certain number of setup points, and you can spend up to 10 assembling your army. Knowing what each machine brings to the game and building an army that matches your strategy is the key to becoming a machine strike master. When assembling your army, there are a few things to keep in mind. First and foremost, you can never have more than 4 of the same machine on the board at the same time. With that in mind, most players would choose machines based on how far they can move or how much attack power they have. But a real strike player will be looking at a machine's type and skills. Let's take a quick look, shall we? Pick up that machine on your left. All right, let's talk about the different ways in which a machine attacks its opponents. In other words, its machine type. If you look at your notes, you'll see this machine here is a melee type. You can also tell by the shape of the base the piece stands on. A melee type machine attacks the first enemy within range, and no one else. We've seen this plenty of times, so just move that piece forward so I can show you some more stuff. Great, now grab your other machine. Looks like we've got ourselves a gunner-type machine here. This means they'll only hit the farthest enemy in their attack range. Let's move that machine forward and end your turn so we can... Let's go with this piece first. This is a ram-type machine. Attack an enemy with it, and it'll push the piece backwards. Like this. See, now my machine has taken over your machine's spot on the board. This is a great way to take the advantage away from your opponent if they have the higher ground. Looks like we have one more piece to look at. Now this is a beauty of a piece, a dash-type machine. When it attacks, it'll move to the end of its attack range and damage every machine in its path, including your own. So make sure you take a good look at the board before you send it off to the races. You should also make sure it's able to finish its attack on an empty spot. Otherwise, you won't be able to attack at all. Here, I'll show you. Look, it even rotated your piece. A nifty little piece you'll definitely want in your set. If you look at your notes, you'll notice this particular machine has one of the skills I mentioned before. There's quite a few of those, and we haven't even looked at all the machine types yet. But I'm pretty sure you've got more important things to do, so I made you a list. It's got all the tips and tricks we talked about, too. I think that about does it for now, so if you want to play a real game, just let me know. This is gonna be fun. I'm up. That's it for me. My turn. Looks like you're down to one piece. Okay, let's see. You're up, Red. One less piece on the board. Time to get serious. Your turn. I won! Oh, but I'll play you again if you want. Good luck. Time to make my move. Your move, Red. Lucky me, you hit armor. I got a tough fight ahead of me. Time to make my move. Oh, I won! Probably shouldn't sound so surprised, huh? Let's do this! Okay, let's see. Board's all yours. Just one piece left. Ah, off the board it goes. You got me, fair and square. Let's play. Your turn. Time to get serious. You're up, Red. Oh, seriously? I'm up. Your move, Red. That was brutal. My turn. Board's all yours. My turn. Okay, let's see. Oh, only one machine left. That's the game. You up for a rematch? That's it for me. I'm up. Your move, Red. Time to make my move. Well, that's done now. One less piece on the board. Ah, off the board it goes. Time to get serious. That was a surprise. Okay, let's see. Board's all yours. come up. Gotta say, your odds aren't good, Red. Guess luck's not on your side today, Red. Let's play! My turn. You're up, Red. Knocked right off the board. Time to make my move. Your turn. Time to get serious. That's it for me. That was brutal. That sure dampens the forge. A single machine left? That ain't good. That's it for me. Armor is a machine's best defense. Now that was a game, even if I lost. Good luck. My turn. Board's all yours. Well, that's done now. Your turn. Okay, let's see. Off the board it goes. That was brutal. fearless. I'm up. Your move, Red. Time to get serious. Well, that's done now. You're up, Red. I'm up. Your move, Red. Oh, I thought I had that one. This is gonna be fun. My turn. You're up, Red. Hey! Oh, that was the perfect spot. Time to get serious. Your turn. One less piece on the board. Knocked right off the board. Board's all yours. Time to make my move. That's it for me. Okay, let's see. Ah, off the board it goes. That was brutal. I won! Oh, but I'll play you again if you want. Here. Okay, let's see. Board's all yours. Time to make my move. Your turn. My turn. Your move, Red. Well, that's done now. Knocked right off the board. That's it for me. One less piece on the board. I was hoping you wouldn't do that. Time to get serious. You're up, Red. Off the board it goes. Well, spark my forge. You have beaten me on every one of my boards. Now that deserves a prize, I say. You know where to find me, Red.
If you're interested,
Knew
it's
you
not
couldn't
gonna work
resist some
out.
good company.
Ah, Savior!
Little too
Over
close
here!
to the west for my liking.
Savior, thank you for taking the time. And my condolences that you had to endure Ulvan's bloviating.
I've dealt with worse. That sounds like he's really trying to put you over the barrel.
The idea that the Karja purposely let bristlebacks into the Daunt, it's completely absurd. but the louder and longer he says it, the more support he'll get for his damned concession decree.
How did the Bristlebacks get into the Daunt?
No one knows for sure. The first report of them came from west of the quarry, but unless they have wings I don't know about, I don't see how they could have come over the mountains.
No other way in.
The only way I know about is Barren Light. Look, if you can get to the bottom of this, I can offer a considerable bounty in return. Help me shut Ulvund up.
What is this concession decree that Ulvund wants?
He wants the Sundom to designate portions of the Daunt as Oseram holdings. Only the portions, mind you, that produce any value.
Let me guess. Because he stands to profit somehow?
Exactly. With the Daunt under Oseram law, he could secure more investment for their numerous ventures.
He can't get those investments without the concession?
No. Not while there's a chance the Sundom could revoke their access. Hence, why the concession is so important to him. And why blaming the Karja for the Bristlebacks, no matter how absurd, works in his favor.
How does blaming the Karja for the Bristlebacks help Ulvund get his concession?
Look around. This may be the Sundom, but Chainscrape is all gears and rust and bad ale. Claiming that the Karja loosed the Bristlebacks in order to intimidate Oseram laborers into obedience. Well, let's just say no one here has forgotten the atrocities of the Mad Sun King. Even with the Valley working again, Ulvund hopes he can stir up enough resentment against the Karja to call for a strike.
And if the Oseram refuse to work, unless the concession is signed, you won't have a choice.
Correct. The reconstruction of Barren Light must continue.
How did you get stuck out here?
I asked for the posting, believe it or not. Overseeing the entire valley on behalf of the Sun King? It was an honor. Is an honor, I mean.
But your job would be a lot easier without someone like Ulvund blasting hot air all the time?
Ulvund's not going anywhere. He's been around longer than I have. Even fancies himself the founder of Chainscrape. Now, I'll find a way to live with him. I have to.
You said the Bristlebacks were first spotted west of the quarry?
Yes, according to one terrified laborer, said the ground trembled before they came charging down the hillside. He took off and ran all the way here.
Good place to start looking, then.
If you learn the truth, maybe Ulvund will stop blaming the Karja for every problem under the sun, and maybe then he'll actually focus on rebuilding Barren Light instead. Yes, something else?
I need to go.
Of course.
Sorry, we need to start with the salvage operation west.
We're interested in Nostrum.
You see him, say hi to Lauren, yeah?
You're in the market for salvage contracts. Laren might be your
yesterday? I got nothing to tell you. Brother! Oh, sorry!
It is! It's an incredibly
You're in the
bad
market
thing.
for salvage
Rude.
contracts.
Ah, look at her go!
Barren light.
To knock the drunk and
you!
brains out with habit.
You look like someone in need of me.
Well, that depends on what you need a measuring stick for. I found
Come back and I'll show you my wares once again.
sour as a bad You think you get a good price for it?
Stealth, power, and protection.
If you're interested, there's an ostrom close by offering salvage contracts.
Sour as a bad
If you're interested, there's an ostrom close by offering salvage.
Proper survey of the
soft. I mean, solid.
You know what we need? Proper survey.
I was hoping you'd be back. Got something new just for you, if you're interested.
You finally gonna put your muscle where your mouth is?
Sharp as ever.
Under the table.
I'll have you know I am ever stand exactly.
If you're interested, there's an ostrom
How
close
good,
by offering
Hammer!
I kind of like those weaponsmiths, actually.
You did it!
it, Hammerhead.
Yeah.
One drink for me. Where'd I put my shoe?
Fear of yours seems to energize after attack. I think landing heavy attacks or combinations will hinder that.
Almost ready to go?
How to use that energy. Try attacking your enemy. See if you can energize them. And their armor off. Shoot the energy. The savior of Meridian wins!
Oh, hi.
Walk it up, huh?
Yeah. Ignoring me again?
If you're in the market for salvage goods, Baron might be the man.
Single attacks are child's play.
Baron Light.
Real fighter combines them. Practice this combination as a starter.
Oh, there. Ignoring me again?
Defensive opponent,
There's a salvage
break their
operation
weapon
to the
block,
west.
then follow through to attack with this combination.
Empty heart.
The aerial slash. Bring your blade down from the air onto your enemy. Deadly and a great way to set up follow-up attacks.
Working away as always. Ready to put fire to steel? Woo! How goes it, Hammerhead? Each shard, there's a salvage operation to the west looking for hunters. Ignoring me?
Missy!
Nora, if you need shards, there's a salvage operation to the west. Nora, if you need shards, there's a salvage operation to the west looking for hunters.
Yeah, early for you to be up and up.
Missy!
Nora, if you need shards, there's a salvage operation to the west looking for hunters.
Anyone!
If you're in the market for salvage
Now remember,
contracts,
a
land
jump
might
off
be
can not
your
only give you distance from your opponent,
far from barren
it can also set up an aerial shot.
Eyes up here, sister!
If you're in the market for salvage, shouldn't be far from your
Now remember, a jump off can not only give you distance from your opponent, it can also set up an aerial shot.
Gearing up for some work, I see.
Walk it off, huh?
Yeah! How goes it, Hammerhead?
You keep worrying.
If you're in the market for salvage
Oh,
contracts,
hi!
Fine day for singing, I say.
Sister! Over here!
Yeah,
in the market for salvage contracts, Laren might be your man. Shouldn't be
yeah!
This one goes to the Nora.
Hey, I thought you left by now!
If you're interested in
If you keep repeating the same attacks, your enemy will dodge them. Vary your attacks and combinations. Make yourself less predictable.
I wrestled to stop them all.
Took you long enough!
Come on. Pay close attention to your opponent's stance. Read their intentions. Choose your attacks to break their defense.
Walk it off, huh?
If you're interested, there's an Ostrom
Yeah.
offering salvage.
I am.
You think your spear can deal with that armor? Use attacks to energize your spear. Then hit your opponent with a heavy or power attack to blast their armor off. That energy doesn't last forever. Shoot the glowing part of your opponent before the energy fades. That spear can give you the edge in battle. Keep energizing it, and then your enemies. Triggering those energy blasts should help you vanquish your opponents. You thought this be easy?
Yeah!
If you're interested, there's an offering.
You're in the market for salvage contracts. Blair and my
Is this your whole plan? A bow won't win this. Bows are best against me. I look like a shield. You fight well. Yield. I yield. Well fought, friend. Well fought.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Ooh. Serves me right for thinking I could go up against the savior of Meridian. Here, have this. A little something for the new champion.
Thank you, Hodurk.
Don't be a stranger now. Come back whenever you'd like to spar again.
I should go.
I'll be here if you want to practice more.
Ready to put fire to steel?
You might have beaten me, but you're still welcome to keep training. What do you say?
I should go.
I'll be here if you want to practice more.
Nora, if you need shards, there's a salvage operation to the west looking for hunters. Nora, if you need shards, there's a salvage operation to the west.
I could try to line up the Vista Point image again. I should be within range.
Nora, if you need shards, there's a salvage operation. Nora, if you need shards, there's a salvage operation to the west looking for hunters.
Oh there!
Nora, if you need shards, there's a salvage operation.
Gerald said the bristlebacks were first spotted west of the quarry. I should see if there's anything in the back of the valley. Dead bristleback by the falls. Gotta check it out. It's strange. Parts of it have been tampered with. Almost like an override. It looks like it died on impact. Maybe it charged off the cliff up there? I better keep following the trail up. bristleback? This one's been tampered with, too. Might have charged off the cliff above. I should keep going up the trail. An old mine. And a lot of broken trees. It's like a stampede went through. Is this where the bristlebacks came from? But how? Unless this cave leads out of the Daunt. Okay, let's see where this leads. The old cart tracks collapsed. It looks recent. Guess I'm not going that way. Bristlebacks. So they did come through here. They must have gotten trapped. I'm gonna have to take them out before I can look around. Should have shown me some other spores to her. Better take a look at where the smoke's coming from. There's a lot of smoke. It looks like the mine runs pretty far back. There's enough blaze here to blast a mountain open. And there's a note on one of the barrels. Get this from my stash when I need it. This note's addressed to Oland. Looks like this mine was supposed to be shut down. They must have gotten greedy. Kept blasting deeper into the mountain. I should let Javad know what I found. So Olvend was secretly blasting the mine. Try to squeeze it for all it's worth. Until Bristleback stampeded through. Maybe the explosions blew a way open? But from where?
In the market for salvage contracts.
Savior?
Picked
What
up the
news do you
Bristleback
bring?
trail by the quarry. Looks like they stampeded out of a mine at the back of the valley.
The mine? How could a herd of bristlebacks come from there?
I'm not sure, but Ulvin's workers were using explosives to tap the tunnels inside.
For the love of Dawn, I told him it wasn't worth the risk. Those tunnels, they run for miles underground, even beyond the Daunt. No, you don't think...
That Ulvin's blasting opened up a passage from the other side?
Perhaps. Yes, perhaps. If this is true, we need confirmation. An inquiry. So thorough, so irrefutable, endorsed by the Savior.
All right, I'll keep looking. How does blaming the Karja for the Bristlebacks help Ulvin get his concession?
Look around. This may be the Sundom, but Chainscrape is all gears and rust and bad ale. Claiming that the Karja loosed the Bristlebacks in order to intimidate Oseram laborers into obedience. Well, let's just say no one here has forgotten the atrocities of the Mad Sun King, even with the Valley working again. Ulvund hopes he can stir up enough resentment against the Karja to call for a strike.
And if the Oseram refuse to work, unless the concession is signed, you won't have a choice.
Correct. The reconstruction of Barren Light must continue.
How did you get stuck out here?
I asked for the posting, believe it or not. Overseeing the entire valley on behalf of the Sun King? It was an honor. Is an honor, I mean.
But your job would be a lot easier without someone like Ulvund blasting hot air all the time?
Ulvund's not going anywhere. He's been around longer than I have. Even fancies himself the founder of Chainscrape. Well, I'll find a way to live with him. I have to.
I need to go.
Of course.
The embassy would go with rebel for Royal Bristlebags. If they attack from the north, they might have a camp up that way.
Change your mind about that brew?
They'll let you out of the forge early, huh?
Oh, you want to play, Red? Oh, that's okay. We can always play late.
You're in the market for salvage contracts. Laren.
I suppose you heard back from that lazy brother of yours. Keep poking. See where that'll take you.